Taurus, good morning, guys. How you doing? So don't forget, Taurus, like Gen76. How you doing, Gen76? Anyway, how you doing with your social life and your badass hat? How are you? Yeah, don't forget, guys. I'm sorry, but there's a few. Obviously, you may have heard on the other ones. Just like Amber, that I like Amber light, green light, Cancerian life path 7. You might be dealing with one, or you're Jen, and you got this in your chart as well. Sorry, Jen, but like, yeah, there are a few star signs that I'm not going to be doing over on YouTube for a little while, and unfortunately, you guys are part of the list because I really struggle, man. Like Aries and Cancer, they only get like 300, 400, 500 views. And I don't get paid for that. So I'm going to stop doing it for a little while just to help out the channel a little bit. So a part of the list is Libra, Cancer, Aries, Taurus and Aquarius. Okay. I'll probably continue to do whatever it is over on YouTube after Christmas or so, but for a little while I'm just going to concentrate on my channel growing, really. So luckily though, if you are like, well, I'm an avid follower of Steve anyway, so I don't really need the YouTube videos, I'll just use the ones that are on here anyway, you'll still get roughly the same. Okay, so let's see, Taurus. What's Taurus got coming up this week, please? Taurus. So you got Happy Go Lucky, Lucky Lucy or Laura or Louise or Linda. Someone here is probably considering going out quite a lot. Charlotte, what's here in the name? Charlotte. Taurus this week. Someone that you're curious about, could be a new person, could be a Gemini or a Capricorn or an Aries, Leo or Sagittarian person that you're considering. I think this could be a new person for you. If not, you're married and you've got family. And if you're cross-watching, this person has. Okay. Let's see, Taurus this week, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the King of Pentacles. I got a feeling this is going to be full of counterparts. Well, so you might be saying that someone's dealing with their karmic, but you know me, guys, if you're part of my channel, I don't want to lecture people because that isn't the other bitch or the arsehole that's with someone else. Okay, it just means that they're with someone already, and they are not dealing with their karmic. I'm the karmic that's on my own. Okay, new beginning of a fresh start, the Wheel of Fortune, choosing the same path or a different one. Okay, do I find someone that's single, or do I continue on the same path with the person that I want? Okay, Taurus this week, the Tower. So a lot of you having a spiritual awakening through this person. Okay, rude awakening. Taurus this week. So you got the Ace of Swords, looking for the truth and closure. Well, there's 100% a couple that is here, that's for sure. But like I said, it could come up as your children. If you've got kids and they're in a relationship, they're in a relationship. Okay. But with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, that is also an ex-husband or a wife or someone that's presently married of this queen, constantly keeping an eye on all of the time this king. This could be a mother. Someone that is always, always, always obsessed about keeping an eye on someone else. They don't think of themselves. They constantly think about, why is there no communication? Why does this person stop speaking and talking? And they constantly live out of their thoughts. Their mind creates their reality. And it just plays this out again where it ends up being an avoidance energy because of the Tower, which means that it's an erupt. I'm thinking about you all of the time. I don't ever think about myself. I'm obsessed about you. Thinking about you. And then I look for a response. When I realise that you don't speak, okay, I get more and more, they're not speaking, they're not speaking, they're not speaking, they're not speaking, they're not talking, they're not talking. And then my endorphins kick in and then boom, I start acting like a Sagittarian possible. And then I lose my shit and then I have a go at the person here because they're not giving me what I want because I've been thinking about them all the time and not actually been thinking about myself. So I'm more concerned about other people, what they're doing, what they're not doing, whether they're speaking, whether they're talking, whether they're not, whether they're working, whether, you know, this person in their mind, they go through that process until their feelings become very negative because their thoughts are negative. Because their thoughts are negative, they create their own reality, which is actually an explosion of an aggression. And the aggression makes it worse, it doesn't make it better. So it starts to make it very toxic. So the other person continues to go in the other way. Okay, let's see. Taurus this week, please. Taurus. The Queen of Cups, so someone's in a relationship with a Sagittarius, possible. Could be yourselves, 5, Taurus, Sagittarian. But there are 2 women and a man here. Taurus, 10 of Wands. Stress and burden from the Sagittarian that's more worried about the child not speaking, possibly. And then they get really fucking irate and start getting annoyed at Irene. Start getting annoyed because they're putting all of the work in and the effort in to try and get this person to notice them. And the reason why they're not is because they're putting too much effort in to be worried about what this person's doing with their own life here. So they focus their energy on someone else, not on themselves, and they just continue to work harder and harder and harder by forcing their way towards a person that isn't speaking. So what do they think about? The person that isn't speaking. So what does the person continue to do? Not speak. Because that's what they're thinking. They're creating their own reality. Their reality creates this, the Tower, an explosion of frustration, because the person isn't keeping me up to date with what's going on in their life. They might enjoy a private life. They just want to be private. They don't want to speak. They don't want to talk. Drains their energy. When they don't, it winds this person up even more because they're not speaking. Here. So they get pissed off. And when they get pissed off, they create a nuclear missile that's just kind of like, I'm not going to fight with you. I'm just not going to talk to you because I know that you're spending too much time with an obsession about thinking about me instead of yourself. So it pushes family out. It pushes them away because they spend more time concentrating on their children. Can be a person that just thinks of their kids. Their kids could be dealing with a life path 4 person. They do that a lot. Okay. But, you know, they think of their children, their children, their children, their children. I need to do this for my children. I need to do that for my children. I need to keep an eye on their food. I need to make sure whether they've got food and whether they've got this and whether they've got that. And then for so many years of doing that, all they do is think about their children. And when their children start to think for themselves, the person gets annoyed because the child is thinking for themselves. Here. So they get pissed off, they get angry, the more this person starts to lead their own life. Here. So they don't like it. So they come across as controlling. Let's see. Taurus this week. Yeah, Death card, Scorpio. So they start digging into people's private life. I want to know what's going on in your life. I want to know when you're not here, where are you going? Who are you talking to? Are you got a boyfriend? Are you got a girlfriend? Oh, okay, are they all right? What are they doing? Okay, I know, I'm just interested in your life. Okay, can you stop doing that? Because that's my private life. I don't want to discuss it. It's private. Oh, is it now? Oh, okay. So they start getting annoyed here. The more this person carries on with their own life. So this person, there's nothing wrong with this child. They're just trying to do things for themselves. But there's a person that likes to take over control of their life. To want to know what they got doing in it. But like I said, if someone doesn't want to talk about that, the other person does, but the other person doesn't. This is why you're opposite. Let's see. Taurus. Because you're opposite to Scorpio, you see. You're opposite to Scorpio. Now, if you've got a messed up situation where you are a, say, Taurus placement and you're a life path 4, Jesus, run for the hills. Yeah. Because, yeah, you'll come up as both opposite signs of yourself there. Taurus and Scorpio. Again. Let's see. Taurus, continue on please for Taurus this week. So 10 of Pentacles, money's good, and yeah, twin flame soulmate, whether it be karmic or not, but like I said, it depends. There's definitely a relationship here for someone that they're in. What's this? 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups, desire, impulse. I'm acting on my impulses and desires. So what gives off an impulse? Is it your mind or is it your heart? Your heart gives off a pulse. That's why you have blood pressure. Okay, when someone starts worrying and panicking and fearing and thinking of someone else, their blood pressure and their temper gets irate because of all the negative thinking and the feeling, and their thinking creates an impulse. They act impulsively. So like, say for instance, if you was to buy a £50,000 car because of desire, I want a really nice big house or car. I've got a nice big house, but I also want a nice big car now. So I buy a nice big car, act on impulse. What happens then? Guilt when the first bill comes through. The first bill comes through, the snapshot comes in, and then you're like, fuck, I forgot that I've got to pay for my car as well as now I've got to pay for my mortgage. So what do I feel? Guilt, frustration, annoyed. Okay, so what does that make me? Worried, annoyed, okay, getting tempered because everything's building up. Because why? Because I'm thinking about it all the time. It's creating my blood pressure and my pulse to give out a heart rate of pulse monitor. Okay, so because of my impulse, I'm now starting to feel shit because I'm not in tandem with rhythm of this. There is nothing in life of impulse that goes directly up. Okay, everything that goes up comes down. Okay, it's a wave of info. It's a wave of tempering. Okay, my anger, my aggression, and my impulses. Okay, so when I flow in tandem with my mind and my impulses of my heart, I realize that my mind is making my heart beat faster or slower. Okay, so you can control that. You can actually control that by your mind. Okay, don't want to go over it because that is going to be on the teaching segment, or some of it is already, but again, it's controlling the rhythm because it's not your mind that manifests, it's your heart that manifests. Your heart gives off a frequency, okay, of a manifestation. Joy, pleasure, pleasure and guilt, guilty pleasure, guilt, shame, anger, aggression, frustration. Pleasure, joy, clear energy, pleasure, joy, happiness, okay, all of those kind of things, grateful, all of that brings in pleasure. Okay, so you gotta be mindful of how many times a day that you're feeling grateful for yourself, not for others. Don't worry about other people. It's the worst thing you can ever do is be concerned about other people. Okay, because that draws the focus off yourself. Don't worry about them. They're old enough, and people are old enough and ugly enough to be concerned about themselves, to worry about their own behaviour. It's not a burden that you need to carry. Yeah. So the person starts to block out the other person in the family, maybe, because they realise that they don't do things for themselves, that they're more concerned about their children. This is Putri Stern. But like they're more concerned all of the time about someone else or what's not happening or what they're doing than what they are themselves. So they push that vibration out, down from their head, down into their heart, where it's blocked. They're not open for someone else to just leave them alone, okay, and let them come to terms and do things by their own, you know. Page of Swords. It's because it's keeping an eye on, yeah. It's keeping an eye on a marriage. It could be keeping an eye on cross-watching for another person's relationship or manifestation of, okay. And that's what's in the forefront of my mind. This is also a mother, this is mine, but just thinks. Use their brain to think, why can I not seem to force my way into this person's life of things that they don't want? So the more I do that, the more they close down, through force. Taurus is a forced energy, okay, because it's a fixed cardinal, fixed cardinal? It's a fixed earth sign. A condition of belief. I believe that I'm in the right to do what I want until I get what I want. So I'll keep doing it until you give me what I want. Okay, or until I get what I want. Because it's fixed. It can't escape. It takes a long time for it to leave. Once it's in, it takes a very long time for me to trust or let someone in. But once they're in, once they're gone, if you're in and out, shake it all about, you've broken trust, and the snapshots are more of this frustration here. Because it could be things that build up, like I watch loads of television and I constantly keep an eye on my bills of how much money I don't have and how much in life I don't have and everything else, and then constantly I'm having a reminder of everything that is so expensive. So what do I not do? What do I do? Feel guilty, feel annoyed, feel frustrated, feel angry that the government is taking over and fucking spending and costing too much to live, and the living rights and everything else is way too expensive, and my bank account seems to be lacking in finances and everything else because I'm worried that I keep an eye on things too much. I'm always looking, okay? I'm always looking to find the negative side of life, the negative side of a Taurus. How much is things costing? Okay, the cost of living, the cost of this, the cost of that. How much is that costing? How much am I spending? Constantly keeping an eye on that is going to affect your feelings for money. Okay, that will make you believe that the world is an expensive place to live in when really it's free. Okay, it's the things on the external that cost. Okay, so if you live above your means, you end up spending a load of money that you then get a bill for, that you then think very negatively about. I can't afford anything. So because you then think, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, your feelings against money are very negative. So you won't get it. You'll just get further and further, maybe in debt here. Okay, or regret. Like you could just be regretting everything and living in regret all the time. But like, or Margaret, or Maria, or Melissa, or Maria, Michael Jackson, Julian. But again, I'm a mother or a father that constantly thinks about my children and their children and what they're doing and what they're not doing and whether they're speaking and where are they out there and are they in danger. You know. So what do I not do? Think about myself. I'm always thinking about someone else. So I don't think about myself. Because I'm thinking about someone else, I'm actually pushing them away. The Queen of Wands. Nine of Swords. Now I'm going to worry and stress, put more stress on the fear of everything, push it further away from me because now my energy's low, and now I don't know what to do, and now I'm in a complete a tiz because I can't get over myself. The Wheel of Fortune, over my ex, or the person that isn't come true, or someone that's never around, my husband that doesn't never pay attention to me, my ex-husband that's always fucking standing in my way. The King of Pentacles. Yeah, so now I'm blocking. They got money. This person's not letting you in here, but also not letting you go either. You got a stubborn energy of like Taurus and Scorpio. We go through this every time. It's because I'm present in this reading. I'm sorry, but I know what this feels like. I know what this feels like to have a Scorpio rising against a life path 4 person. Okay, that also has Sagittarius and Taurus placements, as well as the opposite to me. And you always get these, Taurus, all the time. You get these same vibes. Now, I don't know if that's because you're constantly dealing with this person that has that aspect of life, that they have a lot of oppositions in their chart that's compared to your chart, and you have so much fucking frustration and anger built up in you trying to force people or trying to get information out of them when they find it private. You see, the argument that goes off here all the time is if I was to say something that was private, it would cause such a big argument that they wouldn't listen. Even if I was to talk and say what was truly on my mind, they wouldn't listen because they're stubborn and arrogant. So don't listen, but wants to talk. So I can't never fucking figure that out because when I'm honest and I'm truthful, the person doesn't want to listen. So you just go around and around the merry-go-round of realizing, okay, your life is private, my life is private. You don't like talking or listening and I don't. So what's the point? Well, we're family. We're married. Oh, are we? Well, let's just keep doing it then and see if it works. Has it? No. Okay. So let's just keep forcing ourselves upon one another and see if that continues to work. But has it? No. Does it? No. Is it? No. You know, have they left the person yet? No. Are they still with them? Yeah. You know, all of those. The Tower. Yeah, 4 of Wands. Twin flames, soulmate, parents and children and couples blocking each other out. You've got more 4s and 5 energies. A 4 and a 5 is opposite. A 4 is Scorpio, Aries, but 4, Scorpio. 5, if we just go down it being Taurus and Scorpio. 4s, Scorpio, 5s, Taurus. Okay, makes a 9. Okay, so it makes it a very toxic, codependent, gaslighting, kind of frustrating fucking energy. Okay. Ace of Swords. 6. So I'm getting attention elsewhere, but I'm still waiting on this metaphysical connection to happen. On a Piscean, possibly. What's the Queen of Cups? Oh, Meg Ryan in reverse. Oh, the King of Cups with the King. I don't know if someone's got multiple personality disorder or this is a one hell of a stable couple. Puts you in a third triangle with a water sign, you've got a King of Pentacles, a King of Cups, and the Magician. But I don't know if this person keeps multiplying multiple relationships with different men and women, and they've got 2 or 3 or 4 on the go. I don't know, because this is in reverse. But if it was upright, this person with this Queen of Cups is the King and the Queen of Cups, and the King of Pentacles twice, which means this is one stable motherfucker that is with someone. You know, if they're with someone, you're not going to prize this person away from them. No way. Even parents, like this could be a mother-in-law and parent that's trying to tell their daughter or son that they're not good for the person that they're with. They ain't going to listen to that. You'll destroy the relationship of the family here. This is also my mother, well, not mother-in-law, but Emily's parents. They can't stand me. They can't. But there's nothing that they will do apart from like destroy everything, apart from realising no one listens to you, stepfather Taurus, or life path 4. Life path 4 Jackie. Isn't that weird that my mum and my girlfriend's name are both Jackie? Yeah. And they all have the same placement. Like my mother is a life path 4, my girlfriend's mother is, so they're both Jackie and they're both life path 4s, both of them. So it puts them in the middle of a soul group of family, us, them, Emily, Melissa, Maria, Michael Jackson, Julie, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine. This could be the loss of a mother, the loss of a grandparent. Okay, it could be an only child. But again, it's a playoff. It's a playoff of multiple stable energies against multiple unstable energies, okay? So there's obsession to trying to control other people's lives, about trying to direct them in a way that they're not going to listen to, because people do not need direction. If they do, they'll ask. If they don't ask, it's because they don't want. But sometimes in my lessons of life, even though you don't want it and you don't ask for it, they just do it anyway. They take over. They take over. My girlfriend's mum's the same. She's life path 4. Takes over completely. Oh, no. And you're like, well, hold on. Hold on a minute. I didn't even ask for that. And you're like, oh, no, I've done it. And you're like, oh. So you just gone ahead and done it. I didn't ask you to do that. You just went ahead and done it. Yes. Okay, I wanted a coffee, but I didn't want milk or sugar. Oh, no. I've done it now. Just drink it. Hold on, that's not what I wanted. No. Right, just oblivious, completely doesn't fucking listen at all to a word that you say, just oblivious. They just don't give you what you want, they give you what you don't want, and then when you say about it, they're kind of like, oh, no. And you're like, fucking hell. Right, here. Basically someone that does not pay attention to what you want and what you don't want. They don't look at the facts. Or Felix, they don't look at the facts. Okay, they really don't. Like, what's the fact? The fact is that they're not showing any signals of being interested. So what is that? They or I am not interested. It's a fact. They're showing that to me, that they're not interested. They don't talk so much. They don't want to know. What does that mean? They don't get on with me very well, so they don't like me much. Not really. So, you know, what does that mean in my environment? To stop doing it, not keep forcing myself to keep doing this with this person, because they're not listening, they're shut down, they're closed down, there's too much aggression, there's too much fucking everything else. So what have they been taught? To close down. To close down physically and emotionally, to just block out the other person that doesn't listen. You don't, either of you. You don't listen to one another. Yeah. You don't take on board what the signs are showing, which are obvious. If there's no talking, there's no discussions, and the majority of them are very bitty, that means that you are not compatible with one another to keep doing it. But you constantly do. So that's trying to get a Scorpio to stop and trying to get a Taurus to stop. Neither of you will. You won't let each other in. You're opposite signs. Opposites attract the same of nothing. Okay, it's a negative and a negative energy. It's a fixed emotional and a fixed here. Regardless of the sign, it might be life path 4. Person, I don't know anybody around you, it doesn't matter. Your readings are constantly always the same. I try to get in, you won't let me. I try to be in your life, but you won't let me. I try to tell you not to, but you don't listen. I try to go about my day wanting to just be left alone, and you don't listen because you keep trying, when the obvious sign is I'm showing signs of not interested. Temperance. So what's the sign, Steve? What Spirit's trying to say? Move away from this person if they don't stop. Move out. Move out. Okay. Temperance. I can tell you for a guarantee now, Gary. This is my girlfriend's stepfather, Gary. Here, Taurus, right? She's an Aquarian, life path 4. Okay. This is their marriage. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Now, I'm not talking shit about them. They just don't like me. I just find them hilarious. I do. How much opinion that they can have on other people. But they never seem to, like, recognise their own fucking absolute barbaric way of life. And this, believe it or not, is a married couple. Now, if this is you guys... Damn, you got a good partner here, because they're challenging you in every single possible way of just sticking in there by your guns. Here. Temperance. Fuck off, Jackie. God, I've heard some things go off. Temperance. Oh, Queen of Cups, but they're my husband or wife, so I'm just going to stick in there and wait for him to change. Here. So let's see, Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is Queen of Wands now, and you're getting like these counterparts that are all over the place again. Queen of Wands, stressed out. Sagittarius, stressed out. Sagittarius, stressed out, burdened. Too much work. Oh my God, my work is really getting on my nerves. I'm just, pain. Oh, I've just gotten from work and I'm in so much pain. Is anybody going to give me any recognition? No. We all have to work, sweetie. Can someone just please give me a hand? Like, no, sorry, I got other things to do. I got a life to lead. I got other stuff to do. It's like, well, you're not helping out. You're not doing anything. Sorry, but you give birth to me. Now, like I said, man, if this person's an adolescent idle child that doesn't do anything at all, then that's down to yourselves. But in my condition, these people, like I said, they can just be a work-driven horse that just works quite a lot and does a load of things themselves. They concentrate on what they want to do, and they don't concentrate on what the other person wants. They do the opposite. My sister's a Sag. She's married also to a Taurus. Here, this is their life as well. She works 12-hour shifts in her care home, and he's an entrepreneur that owns a multi-million-pound business. He is. And they got more money in a big house to shake a stick at, right? But what do they spend majority of their time doing? Working. And then what happens when she gets home from a 12-hour shift? He's just gone from work and he's sitting on the sofa with no tea cooked or anything else, watching football, waiting for her to come over from a 12-hour shift for her to cook for him. Or he'll bring home Chinese and pay for it. Or he'll just say, okay, well, if you don't want it, we'll just order out. Okay, but again, man, there's a lot of this workhorse driven where we just, you spend a lot of the time at work, so do I. We come back at the end of the day, we piss each other off, we argue, we maybe spend a little bit of time, but work is difficult, life is difficult, we've got children, we're raising them the best we can, but hey ho, let's crack on doing what we're doing, So there's all that sort of stuff here. What's the Death card? Typical life of a Taurus. Yeah. Work driven. So Libra, life path 4. And so you get word of mouth by someone. What is that Knight of Swords? Excuse me. Aries, more work driven energy. And the Queen, Jesus Christ, man. Is this the House of Parliament? You got kings and queens all like scattered, man. So, like I said, there's a couple, there's a house, wife, home, kids, or I'm connected to the person that already has that, and I'm the metaphysical one connected to that. Why is all the 8 of Cups, Chariot, planning on a meeting, the Sun, things get better, or the family are in relationships. What's the 8 of Swords? is the devil, is a very toxic family situation going on here. This is also my mother-in-law, just call her, but she cannot get over the death of her son. She's just constantly trying to reach out. And yeah, just, I mean, you know, people that lose people, I mean, I've lost everybody in my life and I've forgot them all, really. It's not a nasty way, it's just that I refuse to keep reliving the past. The past is gone. People that die go. They go. There should be a grieving process, sure, but the more loss you ever go through, the more used to it you get. You get used to death. Death is just a part of life, and if people leave your life, they leave it, and there is a grieving process. But some people I know, they can grieve for like years and years and years, and they're riddled by grief, and they do love to keep memories. I don't believe it's good to keep memories of people that die. I actually believe it be more therapeutic to let them go, okay, because I have to lead my life. You can't stop the past. The past is in the past, but eventually you have to realise that they're not here, okay, they're not here, and there's nothing you can do, okay. Sometimes things get very toxic and burdenful, okay. The Ten of Pentacles, because it's a negative. You'll get people that say, oh my God, can you remember your father or your husband or your wife? And can you remember all of that? And they're like, yeah, let's relive and rehash all of that. And before you know it, man, you'll constantly be living out the past and your feelings will be low because you'll believe, oh my God, I wish they were still here. And, you know, and I can't believe that I'm a widower and everything else and my husband, you know, and that's granted. The person does have the right to do that, but their feelings, their mind is going to create their feelings, and it's just going to get more and more frustrating of loss. Yeah. So the Eight of Pentacles, things do pick up. Four of Wands, Ace. You have a good outcome here if you're looking for a new person. For a lot of you now, like I said, man, I'm picking up someone that's married, but they just don't listen to one another a lot of the time. They just go about their life, okay, just doing whatever that is. You got a metaphysical load here that's just like all over the place and scattered thoughts of the twin flame energy. That's here, so that's not really coming into fruition, I don't believe, because like that magician there is contracted already with all of this really good energy. You know, if we put this up right, this could just be a mother or a father or the loss of someone, but it just puts you in a third bind. So, but all of these energies here are so prominently stable. It's just that, you know, if you're manifesting something into your life, you're manifesting this into your life, which is the king and the empress and the manifestation. So there's nothing that can break this couple apart here. So, like I said, if you're indicadent with a married woman or couple or an ex and they've moved on, they've physically moved on, you know. That's as good as I can get there, Taurus. For you guys, let's see. I'll look to give you a few other cards here that would normally be on YouTube there. So let's see. What should Taurus be aware of in their environment, please? What should Taurus be aware of in their environment? Oh dear, it's all gone to shit. Steve needs a break. I've actually got 2 days holiday coming up very soon that I'm going to be taking with my girlfriend. She has 3 weeks off work and 3 nights of those are going to be us going to Sheffield again and relaxing, maybe doing some vlogging and having a chat with everybody that had an opinion against me and my ex's relationship. Let's see. Taurus, what should they be aware of? A dirty offer coming in, Taurus. So be aware of someone that might just want you for sex here. If you want that and you're dripping like a fuck fridge, and take it. But you know, someone's probably going to give you a dirty offer. It could be Prince Charming, obsessed. Oh, someone's obsessed and dripping like a fuck fridge over someone. Dangerously toxic, unhealthy, possessive, and karmic. Oh dear, Taurus. This person's thinking of Dick Turpin right up in here. Buck Rogers here. Buck, Roger, Rachel, Rashad, Evans, Barry, Tina. Someone's obsessed about their dick here and they want it here. So a karmic energy comes in of an obsessed lover wanting to get with you. Whoever that is, it's completely down to you, Taurus. You could have multiple options and you could be the player and you're kind of like, well, I'm Jen and really attractive and everybody just is going to... Jennifer, you're probably going to have this rose stuck in your face here. Could be a 007. Looks a little bit like James Bond or anybody beginning with J or B. Could be a BJ. Let's see. Taurus for them to be aware of that's coming at them, please, this week. Let's see. Always partying. Damn, this could be that adolescent Meg Ryan person. Yeah. Court and case. Sexual infection. I think you are with Dick Turpin. Rash and God knows what else. I don't know. Someone been sleeping around quite a lot here. I don't know, but you kind of got this dirty karmic ex that seems to be trying to come back in with some sort of sexual desire and eroticness, but they're always on the game, basically. It could be Michael Douglas, but they're always on the game. Okay, now this came out through where it was a toxic Meg Ryan energy of 3 that was involving a Pisces that was partying and gambling and God knows what else, but that came out on YouTube in one of these readings that was slightly different. Okay, so beware of the creeper. What's the dirty offer? Who's that's coming in with the dirty offer? Is it, oh, I don't know, 10 of Pentacles can be a good dirty offer, but someone wants to come over. They'll probably knock at your door saying, hello, sweetheart. Just brought you a bunch of roses, Rosie. Or some quality street and some chocolate. Ready to smear it all over you. What's the obsessive lover? Who's that? Man, I don't know. Seem to be quite similar. Don't know. I don't know. You might tell them to fuck off. Yeah. Like, why don't you get your shit and your pentacle and fuck off with it? Because I don't want to know. You're just a friend. That's it. Okay. So what's this Page of Wands? Think about that. Well, they want a relationship. This person could be a toxic person, but they're kind of coming up that they want a relationship. So, like I said, you know, toxicity comes and goes. It's a lesson of the same. So, you know, someone here is coming in with an offer, always partying, but they're probably not serious. But they, well, I don't know, you might get a drunk text or a drunk phone call once they're fucking all up on dopamine and party pills and God knows what else, and then suddenly come into your life and go, you're right, Franzica. How you getting on? I'll just let you know that I want sex. You're like, last time, bruv, you caught something. Court and case, what's that? Sexual infection, sexual rash, and God knows what else. Oh, God, Pisces. Fucking hell. Well, there you go. I told you there was a Piscean younger person here. I know this is. A younger person that goes out, gambles. And they gamble and they do loads of sexual stuff and God knows what else, and pictures and God knows, and partying and possible drugs, drinking, going out, having a really good time here, and then coming back and then flaunishly drunken state, not in their right mind, starts to detox from all of their party favours and God knows what else here. So it could be someone around you, someone that parties quite a lot, or it could be around your children, Jen. I know your daughter's very sensible, but I think you said something maybe about your environment, because this is your environment reading right here. So I don't know if, I mean, like I said, you know, you don't have to have an opinion, but again, it could be around kids, it could be younger people that like partying. So, you know, it's, like I said, it's just people that are just like coming home and just doing that. Could be your kids even, you know, here. Always partying, yeah, but it could be yourselves. Like, you know, you could be going out quite a lot. You know, don't shy away from that. Don't shy away from being single and having a fucking good time and going out and meeting different people. You know, you don't always have to have sex with them. You can if you want, but like I said, you know, don't shy away from going out and enjoying yourself here. But like I said, if these were people that I knew of that do this, knowing them, I know what they do. So, like, I wouldn't be, you know. But, yeah. So, I don't know. Be careful. You've got a dirty offer that's coming in anyway, but it could be from someone that's karmic. Could be someone that flirts and teases quite a lot and they just kind of want sex and stuff like of that nature, right? Depending if you want it, but it could be coming your way. Okay? So, there you go, guys. Thanks very much, and stay tuned for your next reading.